Alrighty, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to SimTrax Broadcast. This is Patrick Morrison coming to you live here with the USORL Series. Taking a look at Zach Krastowski out there in the number 4 Chevrolet Kodak machine, seeing how well he's going to do tonight. Decent qualifying time out of most of our drivers out there. A little bit of trouble has actually been brewing out there between the drivers, talking about how they are racing side by side. Coming out of, oddly enough, turn number 2 and turn number 4. For some reason, the exits of tonight's race here is really slick. A lot of guys are sliding up the track, making contact with the wall and kicking each other out. So hopefully turn exit is not where these guys want to be when they want to start making these sort of passes. So hopefully that is going to be something they're going to be looking at here tonight when they're working together. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at what our race is going to consist of here tonight for the Cokey-Cola 225. Yep, I got that spelled right, I promise. 150 laps tonight. 5 sets of tires will be down there in the pit and a 67% fuel limit. Of course, there will be no faster pairs here in this fixed setup league. I will be your lead producer tonight, and we hope our best out there for Douglas Ross. Currently, he has the flu, and I think there's definitely something going around this. So hopefully Douglas Ross will be able to return, or he tunes in out there and watches the race here tonight. That way he stays up to date on what is going out here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Now, of course, the Speedway being a 75-degree track temperature, that may be some of the cause of what we got here tonight, is why this track seems to be quite cold on the colder side, seeing if they can do something just a little bit different out there to see if they can make this track change up just a little bit. All right, let's see how else we're doing as the drivers' meeting will be coming to a close here in about another 30 seconds or so. One of our drivers, Scott Fleener, out there. You guys may have tuned in last night with the Bandit Racing League. Scott Fleener looking to have a better race here tonight than he did last night. Unfortunately, Scott Fleener, for a late race caution, was collected up in one of those pileups out there. I also see DJ Harris and Jay out there in the chat. Guys, awesome here. We're going to see how it's going to go. I see DJ Harris definitely hanging in there. 5th here currently during the warm-up. As the warm-up is coming to a close, would like to thank everybody here at SimTrax Broadcasting, anybody who is subscribed, and anybody here racing in the USORL Series. Hopefully this is going to be a great race here tonight. A lot of guys. I'm pretty excited to see how this race is going to go. Yeah, 150 laps does seem like a lot out there. I will admit, it does seem like a bunch, but we got to put somebody in this spot right here in that winner's circle, and hopefully we'll crown somebody new. Now, we do have a couple of returning winners. The last winner here of this race was Cam Barnes. Now, oddly enough, he'll be a little farther back in the field. I saw him practicing, and he'll be starting in the top 5 tonight. Garrett Sydnor was another previous winner who has been hot as of late. This guy has been on fire here as soon as we started the playoffs, so a heck of a time to finally be coming in clutch here for Garrett Sydnor. And another driver, William Page. William Page looking to be another fast driver out there. Fortunately, he's back in that mellow yellow machine, so he's going to be going at it again in the 42 Ford. So let's go ahead and take a look at our starting grid here for tonight. Right now, Scott Fleener, remember, said he's looking for a better night. He's going to have it. He'll be starting in the number 1 position next to Garrett Sydnor. Cal Lovell will be starting in 3rd. Cam Barnes starting 4th. Not bad there for our first 2 rows. Moving on, row number 3 is going to start us off with Luke Smith. So Krement's going to be trying to hang in there next to Noah Joyce. Noah Joyce was actually the Season 9 winner here at Charlotte, so we'll see if he can hang in, as Justin Openchowski and Darren Ingram will be sitting right behind him. Moving on to Brandon Lowe's, who's in the number 1 car. Notice him sitting in 9th with Colby Martin to his outside. Daryl Harris. All right, DJ, come on, man. We got to get your butt up there as he starts 1 spot outside the top 10, and Hen Bordeaux will be starting in the 12th position. Moving on to the rest of the field. Tommy Bordeaux will be starting 13th. Zach Krastowski will be 14th. William Page, 15th. John Peterson, John Peterson had a heck of a night last night. He's going to try to resume his streak here and try to come up with a little more speed and fight his way up to the front. No help out there of Kevin Faulkner. So we'll see how John does out there in the Kellogg's machine. And I believe Joseph Weaver is either starting from the pits or he is already might be checking out of this one. So we'll see if that number 64 decides to return out to the track. 16 drivers out there ready to go as we are getting ready to get this under green at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Scott Fleener, have your eyes on him as the Harbor Freight Ford 49 machine is going to take us to our first green flag here of the night. Not bad here by Scott Fleener, and away he goes. You already see a little trouble as guys are exiting turn 2 out there. Contact with the wall made by Cam Barnes. Couple of things are shifting there as you saw that Pepsi machine ricochet off the wall. He's hoping to not do too much of that here tonight as that 97 Pepsi machine dives into turn number 1. Seems no worse for the wear, though, as they continue the charge. Speaking of charging, Noah Joyce turning into Openchowski out there. As it looks like the Buffalo Wild Wings machine almost gets sideways out there. Great save by Openchowski. Unfortunately, that's going to drop him down to the 14th position. Excellent job. I thought Openchowski might have been a dead man there as he was starting to get sideways. A huge run out there by Noah Joyce. Now, Joyce, taking a look at his practice time and how he races, a lot of trail braking here. He's doing a little bit of dragging the brake heading into the turn to help himself sling through, so not too bad. As we take a look here at the 31 Toyota, sit along with Noah Joyce here. Not bad here by Noah Joyce. You can see how I was saying he's taking these turns, able to dive in just a little bit different there, which is helping him reel in Luke Smith. Now, I would say, you know, most of these guys are doing a better time, but a 4/10 faster lap time there for Noah Joyce in the 31 Toyota. Still charging forward. 3 Fords leading our group. Fleener, Sydnor, and Cal Lovell haven't changed the position yet. Cam Barnes and Luke Smith still retaining their 4th and 5th qualifying positions, as well as Noah Joyce. We finally start getting some guys shifting a couple of positions. Darren Ingram's up to 7th. Colby Martin moves up 2 to sit 8th, and Hen Bordeaux. Not bad here by Hen as she's sitting currently in that 9th position, 3 up on the night as Brendan Lowe's loses a position to her, dropping him down to the 10th position. Openchowski still looking to fight his way back to the front. Fast car here tonight. But man, a little tumble up early in the race definitely takes the wind out of your sails. He's going to want to be getting back up front really quick. Now, I'm hoping anybody out there in the chat, you guys, I'm trying something a little bit different tonight. We're going to see if we can make a little surround sound work here. And I think I might have got it dialed in. Let me know if there's any problems with the sound out there as we continue this race. Only 7 laps in. Jay out there, hopefully you're getting over that pneumonia, buddy. I think we got something coming down the pike here. It's not taking too long before everybody's going to be sick. Good kickoff here. Cokey-Cola 25. We saw Cam Barnes make a little nick to the wall, and we saw some contact out there between Noah Joyce and Justin Openchowski just in the screen. We're keeping our eye here on Openchowski. William Page has picked up a couple positions, moving from 15th to 13th. So nice, slow and steady, moving his way up to the front. Let's check in on Cal Lovell and Cam Barnes. I think this is the battle for 3rd. And Cam Barnes does overtake. Great lead out front there for Scott Fleener, though. take a look riding along here with Cal Lovell. Cal Lovell's been doing great here so far the past couple of races. Teetering on the outside, though. I know Cal Lovell's had a lot on his plate here with the USORL League. I think they've got a few extra people out there thinking about floating in and joining up here with the league. If you're thinking about doing it, no better time than now. I'd like to see a newcomer, a new face out here. Definitely throw a wrench into the spokes here of the playoffs. That would definitely be a game changer out there. Hopefully somebody can kind of cue us in a little bit. I've got Steven Merzlike, Michael Murata, Hazard, Schramm in the vicinity, but not on the track. Somebody give them a earful here for not being out there on the track. There's Darren Ingram out there in the number 21, the Snickers machine. He shouldn't be complaining too much here tonight, as he'll be sitting currently in 7th. 12 laps of this one. Almost complete. All Scott Fleener's race here so far has not been contested yet. Garrett Sydnor is hanging back. All right, getting a decent separation. I'm looking all the way back to Brendan Lowe's. It looks like these guys are almost feel like they're on a different setup here. Seeing how Lowe's is leading the charge of this group, and they are 2 seconds off pace before they can actually catch up to Hen Bordeaux. Not showing any trouble happened out there on the track. It looks like Openchowski might be under fire there by the 57 of Tommy Bordeaux. See if he can be like his favorite movie franchise, Blade, here and slice on the inside. He's going to take a look for it. Tommy Bordeaux. See if he can get something going here in that 57 Ford. Right there to the inside as Mustang holds on to the blue line. Slides past on the start-finish line. He's got him there by only half a car length. Openchowski caught on the outside. And this may be a good line for Openchowski, but terrible apex of that turn. That's going to cost him, as now it looks like John Peterson now has him under fire. That's him in the 43 Kellogg's machine. Well, Tommy Bordeaux goes up there and blocks him out. That's going to jam Openchowski up. So remember that contact earlier. And Openchowski still has yet to recover, dropping down to 15th now. Wondering if he's going to be able to get anything done here. Ouch. Openchowski into the wall. Hey, Ben Snyder. How's it going, buddy? Appreciate you joining us here. Booth is Tommy Bordeaux out there saying that neon color out up top is definitely, you can point that out. Yes, you can. Definitely makes it super easy, especially when you get up into the Michelin chopper view. Can't miss who that is. All right, let's take a look back up here to Luke Smith. Looking at his last times, he's actually been picking up 0.2 of a second per lap. So Luke Smith, let's see if Kremet can do it here. I'm looking to see if he's going to start putting some pressure on Cal Lovell. Right now he's taking a peek, is starting to reel that Lowe's machine in. These two guys are still going at it. Cal Lovell and the number 5 Ford sitting right in front of him. And we have our eyes on the 39 Chevrolet of Luke Smith. Let's take a ride inside. Let's see what it looks like. He's fighting that wheel, though. Not very smooth, but still working it. Luke Smith, the last one in this line, looking back. We can't find Darren Ingram. There he is. Darren Ingram out there in the sticks. There's only 20 laps into this thing. And we've got a pretty decent gap here between Scott Fleener and Garrett Sydnor. Over 1 second gap separates them from first to last place where Openchowski sits, an 11-second gap. So that is a pretty wicked separation out there. And a great job done here by Scott Fleener. Now, fortunately, they will have 5 sets of tires down in the pits. 67% fuel limit. I see us scrubbing about the edge of lap 40. Before we're going to have to start seeing these guys coming on down. Separation back here. Check back in on our map here with Cam Barnes currently sitting in third. Right now that is him reeling in. Garrett Sydnor, who's now entering the backstretch. Past that ginormous television projector that they have in the back. No way to miss a single piece here of this race. Drivers shooting through 3 and 4. Call that the sinkhole turn. Unfortunately, Charlotte has lost a chunk of their track when it fell into the ground. White now is petrified of this track. Cam Barnes out there with 97 Chevrolet as we sit on top of the Pepsi machine. Barnes is going to have lap number 23 under his belt in that third position. He is still being contested there by Cal Lovell. It looked like Cam Barnes was going to try to take over Garrett Sydnor. He's going to end up possibly losing a position here. Battling side by side out there with Cal Lovell. Here they go into 3. Luke Smith sitting behind this pack. These Xfinity cars very favorable out there amongst the drivers. You guys working back and forth. You guys can kind of bump, nudge, work these guys, but they are not friendly to the wall. End up hitting that wall, fold that fender up in a heartbeat, turn it into a potato chip, and then the car's about useless after that. Cal Lovell gives up the fight, going to tuck in behind the 97 again, but Luke Smith looks like he's going to take a shot here for the inside. This is the battle for 4th. Scott Fleener is still sailing away. Oh, Luke Smith off the paint. Nope, that's going to do it. And it just goes to show you how such a little mistake can change so many things, how it can grow so large. So a little nudge with the paint, Luke Smith loses about a half a tenth here. And it shaves back a little bit, and Cal Lovell is able to squeak away out of the battle. Using Cam Barnes to help pull him in here. A little bit closer as the dirty air is giving him nothing but trouble here. Right now, Cal Lovell still cannot seem to shake him here. Smith gives up. Rather thin field out here tonight at Charlotte. Guys, if you're looking to join a league, the USORL Series is looking for drivers. Reach out there and grab a hold of DJ or hold of Davey Hazard out there. These guys are looking for him, or Cal Lovell himself. Grab a hold that number 5. Tell him you don't really appreciate how Lowe's is treating you. He'll see if he can get you in the league. All right, take a look at Luke Smith. As Cal Lovell goes out there and gets a little Cam Barnes strike to the right side. And now he'll be under fire yet again. Here we are looking off driver's side there of Cal Lovell. It looked like Luke Smith was going to have him. But Cal Lovell looks like he's going to have Cam Barnes, and he does. Barnes dives it in a little bit deeper there. That's going to not give him a good turn exit speed. The way they go. Let's rotate that camera a little bit. That way we can see the battle there for the 4th position. That seems to be a hot commodity here tonight. Cam Barnes drops to 5th. Luke Smith's got it. Cal Lovell returns back to his original qualifying position of 3rd. During all this battling, Scott Fleener's laughing this one off as his 2-second gap between him and Garrett Sydnor is starting to actually fade away a little bit. Sydnor's starting to shave off a little bit here each lap. But Sydnor is also known for that tire conservation strategy that he runs. He definitely chooses to attack in the final 15 laps. There we go. Hold on. I'm going to check back here on Colby Martin. Yep, Colby Martin, I think, is just now passing Noah Joyce. Joyce going to be our first driver to elect to come into pit road here early. .31 coming on down, moving back up to Garrett Sydnor. I think something has happened to Sydnor. Leading out front for a little bit there, and now Sydnor is dropping back. That's now 3rd. Luke Smith getting ready to hit possibly that same position of 3rd as Garrett Sydnor coming back on. All right, now these guys, remember that 2-second gap, it's now grown to 2.6. So I don't know if Garrett Sydnor had a horrible lap. I don't see any obvious damage to the side of his car. Something just fell off, or Scott Fleener's tuned into me here saying Garrett Sydnor was getting ready to turn on the afterburners there, and now Fleener's picking up the pace. A lot of your championship drivers or guys who have won multiple times tell you that clean air is key. And right now, Scott Fleener, he's able to get out to a comfortable lead and then coast. Doesn't seem to be changing any part of his strategy here. Scott Fleener going to try to drag out that fuel as far as he can. Cal Lovell still sitting 2nd. Luke Smith 3rd. Sydnor drops to 4th. Barnes is 5th. 2 drivers have come down pit road so far. Noah Joyce in the 31 Toyota currently holding on to 15th position. And Colby Martin in the 94 Chevrolet. He's sitting currently in 16th. It'll be 7 seconds before he can find Noah Joyce to see if he can pick up that position. We'll see after pit stops what all shuffles out there on the track. Still no takers yet of anybody else coming down pit road. John Peterson, I know, is going to try to drag it out as far as he can. And like I said, we're looking about that lap 40 mark. And we are starting lap 35, and we're still chugging. Not bad here so far. Let's check back in on Luke Smith. Smith taking a dive into 3. Good move there. As Garrett Sydnor was taking a peek there underneath the Cal Lovell. No can do. Doesn't get it. Yeah, watch him dive into this turn. Gets a decent entry, but just has no middle. No middle of that turn to pull him through, and you see it costs him. And Sydnor now on the roll backwards here. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the broadcast here so far. Don't forget to subscribe here to the channel. We got multiple streams out there, some upcoming events that we got going on. Bandit Racing League will be having their Fan Appreciation Night here in a couple of weeks. Talladega will be next week. USORL Series continues their run. As tonight we are here at Charlotte. In the next few weeks, we are looking, boy, we're looking at the Roval, and then we'll be at Dega. Yeah, then Texas, then Martinsville, then Auto Club. All right. A couple of decent tracks there. And keep in mind also, The National Oval Racing Association, NORA, will be re-kicking off to start their next season. That'll be in the Gen 4 cars. That'll be exciting. All right, 1, 2, 3. Ha, yeah, 1, 2, 3. How about 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to bring us Smith, Lovell, Sydnor, Barnes, Page, Harris, Tommy Bordeaux. Not bad. Does Peterson stay out? No, he's coming on down. Darren Ingram came in a little earlier. He's heading on out. Of pit is Opachowski working his way in. And Fleener came in the same time as Darren Ingram, so we'll see how pit stops happen, as right now Scott Fleener is getting up to speed. He's got to hurry. Shuffling on through. This is everybody working out. That'll be Fleener to the top. Away he goes. Noah Joyce currently our leader. He came in on lap number 30. Trying to switch it up here. Now Joyce, this may be a short term. Him leading here, as his tires are about 7 to 8 laps older than most of the guys out there on the field. Scott Fleener will be currently holding second. Luke Smith pretty close. But he's got to make up about 1.5 seconds, and it is growing. Scott Fleener turning it on. Gains almost a tenth and a half on turn 2 and 3. The Harbor Freight 49 Ford trying to reel in Noah Joyce's 31 Sunoco. Right now, great race here so far. 40 laps, caution free. Say some of the drivers out there probably didn't expect this race to go this way, as it looks like we are about to have, yes we do, that is Justin Opachowski. We'll be going down a lap here, as Noah Joyce had gotten around him, and that is the second place driver, and Scott Fleener getting around him. Yeah, I hate to see that, because Opachowski, he had a decent qualifying time, just hasn't been able to bounce back. The worst case scenario, we'll be able to have a chat with one of these guys up here in the Infield Car Care Center, or see if something's going on out there. Maybe they'll be able to maintain or figure out what in the world's going on with their car. Track temperatures haven't changed much. Still around 75, 76. I knew some guys were complaining of the wind. That may be what was toying with them on the turn 2 exit. But it does not seem to be affecting Scott Fleener at all here. As he gets, yep, there's 1 car length, almost 2. Separation from Noah Joyce. He's going to have almost 3, 4 now. As he's separating from Noah Joyce, almost waves at him as he drives by. Down the backstretch for Fleener. Noah Joyce now going to occupy the second position. Luke Smith is currently sitting in third. Luke Smith has been quite fast here as of late. Last lap time out there, Noah Joyce a 31:43. That is very slow. Saying that Luke Smith just passed him doing a 30.28. Noah Joyce into the wall. So Joyce may be changing it up a little bit. Pit early, but it's costing him now later into this stint. His tires are already 15 laps old. And everybody's showing him what his decision has done. So he led for a little bit. He'll probably come back in again. But now, if I were Noah Joyce, I would stretch this one out. If you can go 40 laps, and you need to figure out how to go 40 this time, I would not 30-30 it. If he comes in on lap 60, I think that'll be his race. He won't recover from that. As we get a slew of cautions and seeing how spread apart we are out here on the track. I highly doubt we're going to be seeing any cautions here tonight. As we come up on our 1/3 mark here of this race, Scott Fleener, Luke Smith, Cal Lovell sitting 1, 2, and 3. Garrett Sydnor in the 4th, Cam Barnes 5th. Noah Joyce holding on to the 6th spot. We've been keeping an eye on him here as of late. Darren Ingram is 7th. Tommy Bordeaux has fought himself up to the 8th position. William Page sitting currently 9th, and Darrell Harris holding on to 10th. Now marches Brandon Lowe's out to the 11th position. Colby Martin sitting 12th. John Peterson 13th. Hen Bordeaux 14th. As Hen Bordeaux was doing quite well earlier, but has been falling back. And our skis here in the back of Zach Krastowski and Justin Openchowski, sitting currently 15th and 16th, rounding out the last end of our field. Only driver a lap down would be Justin Openchowski out there in the 96 Chevrolet. Still has plenty of time to boomerang back in this race. Caution comes out. He's going to have the lucky dog around and be right back where he needed to be. About 32 seconds ahead of where he is now. All right, not bad here by Scott Fleener. I don't want to hype up too much, as Luke Smith, yes, is reeling him in here. Has picked up about half a tenth the past few laps of Luke Smith starting to reel in Scott Fleener. So Fleener seems to be cruising out here on the track. He does not hold the fastest lap out there. A 29.97 has one driver has broken the 30-second mark. Out there for Cam Barnes with a 29.97. So that's blazing fast out there. For Cam Barnes, but Barnes still holding on to 5th. So he definitely had a hot lap out there. Fleener keeping it close. There we go. There's the pass for 7th with Noah Joyce cut on the top. And that's going to move Tommy Bordeaux up to 7th. Not bad there for a 13th place start. He's slowly working his way up as we get that number 52. Halfway complete. Noah Joyce. He's feeling pain now. Noah Joyce now down to 9th as William Page gets his mellow yellow machine on around. Next will be Darrell Harris. Harris to the inside. Right now, good lap so far by all of our drivers. Looking at some of their last lap times out there. What they've got going on, paid off is pretty even all the way through. Times matching, though. Between Fleener and Luke Smith, they had 31.07s last time, 31.20 and 31.13. So Luke Smith fading off just a hair on that one. Might be trying to set Fleener up for a slingshot and see if he can get around him here. Yeah, looking at some of the speeds out there right now. Openchowski is running lap times fast enough to be in the top 5. Him being a lap down, holding on to what looks physically as a 3rd position. Man, rough turn there for Luke Smith. Feeling that one a little bit. Dropping back on lap 55. Luke Smith trying to stick to some sort of game plan here as they continue to race this one on. Let me check in on Brandon Lowe's. I think he's getting ready to put Noah Joyce into the rearview mirror. And that's going to put Joyce out of the top 10. Yeah, Yeah, and this is the struggle here for Noah Joyce, trying to hold on as long as he can before he has to come in and revisit pit road. 4 more laps. He'll be out there for 30 laps on those tires. The rest of these guys are just barely breaking into the 20s. So that 10-lap deficit here is definitely costing him. We hope the best out there for Noah Joyce. I expect to see him boomerang back, but a lot of races are won by a different strategy than doing what everybody else does. If I'm not mistaken, I think Stella broadcast with me with the Doghouse Racing League when we came up with that. Some guy would used to pit 5 laps before everybody else, and sometimes it worked out, sometimes it didn't. Sometimes they put him a lap down, other times they put him top 3. But he said, if I pit the same way everybody else does, then don't expect to move anywhere on the track. That's a good outlook. I like the way he thinks. Trying to see if Scott Fleener is going to see if he can make a run for it here. Is Luke Smith going to try to go for it, or are we just happy right where we are? All right, there's Stella out there saying you called my name. Yeah, I called your name. Look at all this racing out here. Everybody's staying solid out there. No trouble out there on the track, which is really mind-blowing, especially for Charlotte Motor Speedway. There have been a lot of wrecks and crashes here, some even to be noted. Rules have been broken. Records have been broken. A lot of different things have happened at this track, and I can't wait to see what else this track can hold. If I'm not mistaken, I think one note that Stella used to say is this track is open almost 360 days out of the year. They're doing everything from concerts to horse racing to motocrossing on the inside to road coursing, a little bit of everything out there. Definitely keeping this track alive and busy. I think that's the downfall of some of the racetracks that you see out there. Tracks like Iowa or Auto Club, they don't do much during the off-season or when they aren't getting prepared for the next race. And if they're not racing on it, well, you're not making any money. You definitely got to put butts in seats another way. Charlotte has definitely figured that out. Also, keeping an eye out there, it also probably helps that Charlotte is more around the home of NASCAR. Most, now about 90% of your race teams are located in Charlotte. I believe Roush Fenway is down there. And Penske is located there as well. Those big names. All right, redoing it here. Colby Martin is down into pit road as he enters his pit box now. And Noah Joyce, he did a 30-30, came in on lap number 60. So he is going to be passing guys like they're standing still, and right now, that is exactly what he didn't want to be doing. You see him jammed up behind Zach Krastowski. Krastowski currently sitting 12th. Joyce is down a lap, though, so he's not going to be gaining anything from making that pass. Right now, Joyce might want to lay back and try to conserve here. Yeah, I would say also, even if Noah Joyce were to conserve. Uh-oh. Something just happened out there? It says something happened to Colby Martin. I don't know if maybe we missed tires or something out there. Oh, fresh tires, 94. Nope, that's not going to cause a caution. So that is the closest thing we've had to somebody possibly bringing out the yellow flag out there. Right now, I think Noah Joyce would hate that, as I believe he just laid down the fastest time of the night with a 29.95. Holy cow. Now, when guys are starting to break under that 30-second mark, they are flying out there. Let's sit with Joyce. Very aggressive race line here from Noah Joyce as we see how he dives into 3 and 4. A little more conservative, but watch how he dives into 1. He drops that thing down and almost line rides down there at the bottom. And notice what the steering wheel's doing. Oh, I don't know how short-lived that run's going to be on those tires. We'll see how he does. William Page down pit road. Lap number 68 is underway. Right now, if the stint work can stay the same with most of the drivers, we are looking at lap 76 before Scott Fleener and company come on down. We saw Henborg sloping out to the side there just a little bit as she gets through the tunnel turn. And Bordeaux, our last driver to go a lap down here at his 12th position. Next one will be Zach Krastowski. Gonna see if he can fend off Scott Fleener out there. I believe Fleener's probably right behind him. There he is. Zach Krastowski clutched it there. That was weird. Yeah, Krastowski, I think, is running out of fuel here, and he's trying to pull it just as far as they can. So a little strategy out there by some of our drivers. Krastowski could stay out an extra lap. We might be able to swing a couple of different things around. Hey, K-Doggy, that's 2 nights in a row, dude. Glad to see you join us back out here. I know, K-Doggy, I'm surprised to not see you over there with the DRL League. What in the world, man? Still racing this one out. Scott Fleener out front. Luke Smith is currently second. Cal Lovell third. Garrett Sydnor, we haven't talked about him for a little while, as he's currently sitting in fourth. Remember, I said he's still on a hot streak. He would even still finish fifth tonight if he can hold, if he can hold on. He'll still have a top 5 finish. That's fantastic. Cam Barnes still holding on to that number 5 spot. Darren Ingram is sitting 6th. Moving on back to Daryl Harris and Tommy Bordeaux for 7th and 8th. Brendan Lowe's is sitting in the 9th position as John Peterson way back there He's about 23 seconds off pace here, currently sitting in 10th. And Zach Krastowski, we saw how he is trying to fend off going a lap down, but was unable to do it. Fleener and Luke Smith both have gotten around him, but now only Luke Smith as coming on down. Coming on down is Scott Fleener. Fleener not being joined by anybody yet. I think somebody's trying to figure out how to offset pit this guy. Brennan Lowe's is coming on down. Luke Smith might be trying to squeak out an extra lap or so. Hey, Doggy out there saying, oh, okay, so you're able to race Sundays and Tuesdays. Yeah, I saw something poke in a little bit. I think Doghouse was reaching back out to me. We'll see about that. I don't think their schedule has changed, though. Garrett Sydnor currently sitting in the number 1 spot. Right now, the Loves machine trying to get away. I think we're looking at 24, now 30 and a half seconds before Garrett Sydnor finds anybody, or anybody finds him. Ah, here he comes, slowing down. The pit road getting very, very busy, as most of its temporary inhabitants are leaving. There's Cam Barnes, touch and go there. Does get 4 tires of fuel back out. All right, there's Tommy Bordeaux. Looks like he gets in front of Daryl Harris. Not by much, though. We'll see how Scott Fleener does. John Peterson, get on out. Come on, Garrett. Tell your race team to get going here. The side's got to get down. Go. All right, out he goes. As you can see, he's going. That is Scott Fleener currently passing the start-finish line. And he'll be slinging to the outside. Garrett Sydnor definitely wish he could throw a hook out there and try to reel him in there and let him pull him around the track to get up to speed. William Page obviously did something right here. He came down to lap number 67. But this may be a Noah Joyce situation where he's got the speed now, but he's going to fall off here. About another 10 laps. Nice camera. All right, Zach Krastowski was able to hang out for an extra couple of laps. Not bad. Unfortunately, that does keep Krastowski a lap down. And his tires to the 2 laps of the fresher side of our leader. Whoa. Taking a look at the back of the pit boxes there. They're diving through 1 and 2. Notice how this track is nice and curved. Everybody enjoys Charlotte. Charlotte has a lot to bring to the table. And normally, Charlotte is one of the races that is the longest out of the year. They normally do not leave here. The All-Star race used to be held here at Charlotte. What a fantastic race it used to be. I always throw it back to the T-Rex race out there with Jeff Gordon. That was an insane ride along. If you guys had a chance, tune into it. That was something to see. Race car races one race and then is outlawed. And you like to see that thing come back. I know back during some of the throwback races, one of the drivers out there, I believe Nick Alves, with the Racing Revolution. He would be the number 24 out there during Charlotte for throwback week. It worked out quite well. Scott Fleener still out front, in front of Cal Lovell in the number 2 slot. And Garrett Sydnor sitting 3rd. William Page holding up 11 positions here on the night. Not bad for starting outside the top 15. As his Ford goes up and joins the 3 in front of him. Cam Barnes, the only Chevrolet in the top 5. But Cam Barnes is about half a second off from finding William Page here. Let's see if we can get him more into the screen. There he is. And that's Cam Barnes starting to work on Justin Openchowski. So the Buffalo Wild Wings machine came in on lap number 77 there. Excuse me, number 76. is when he came in. As William Page, oh man, he's going to be broken up from his Ford teammates that are sitting in front of him. As Cam Barnes makes an easy pass through 3 and 4. Nice and clean though, plenty of room. 83 laps complete here at Charlotte. We are past the halfway point. As we continue the charge here, a lot of people out there under the weather here. Jay out there in the chat has been under the weather. Douglas Ross has called out tonight. Fortunately, hopefully he does get better and gets over the flu-like symptoms he has. And hopefully, fortunately, he will get better. A lot of people out there have had a sickness rolling on and having some trouble as of late. Look at the number 57 out there of Tommy Bordeaux. Currently up 6 on the night. Still hanging out in that 7th position. He's just kind of ticking them off as he goes. If he can continue this roll in the amount of positions gained, he should have the lead. Darrell Harris sitting in 9th. Noah Joyce. Currently 26 laps on those tires. Currently holding on to 10th. This just shows you how offset they are. While everybody else, Cal Lovell sitting, let's say Cal Lovell changed his tires at 76. So he's only on 10-lap-old tires. And we're on 26-lap-old tires here. So Noah Joyce trying to switch it up a little bit here. Try to take a different strategy. I love the angle that he's trying to take at this. But he's not going to make it much past lap number 90 to 93. And we may see Noah Joyce coming back down and revisiting pit road again. He would, if he does it, he would use possibly all sets of tires that he has down there in pits. So lap 90 comes down, lap 120, and then maybe if we have a late race caution, he'll still have a set of tires to throw on, but so will everybody else. So at least enjoying his ride out there. It's going to be at least 9.5 seconds before John Peterson can find him. Peterson actually caught right in the center. 9 seconds ahead is Noah Joyce, and almost 9 to 10 seconds behind is Zach Krastowski. Which that's Krastowski right there in the number 4 Chevrolet. Ouch. Rough turn there. Take a look at Krastowski. That front nose almost dives into turn 1. That's going to give him more problems. Nicks off the turn. Boy, almost catches Darren Ingram there in the number 21. Boy, that could have been bad. Ingram a little nervous now. Glad he's in the rear view, but hopefully he doesn't get rear-ended. We get lap number 90 underway. This has been just about all Scott Fleener's race. He had the pole and still holds on to that number 1 spot. 11 drivers still on the lead lap, though. Next up to go down a lap, if Fleener can catch him, will be John Peterson. Lap number 90, Noah Joyce is coming on down. Peterson may have about a second or two out in front. There's Peterson, and that's Fleener trying to catch him. Cal Lovell, a little crummy turn, exiting 2 there. Right now, that's one thing Fleener's doing. No trouble out of his car. You see he's not very aggressive down on that paint. He's about half a car length up. And just kind of almost looks like he's just coasting. He's just cruising through this turn. Great night here for Scott Fleener. Boy, it looks like we got a chance for a pass. It looks like Cal Lovell's trying to set him up on the top side here. Lovell taking a look here. Might have something for him. Side by side they go into turn 1. Cal Lovell having to dial back on the high line. He'll be able to drive through the turn. Great job here. Cal Lovell's got him by half a car. Scott Fleener, first time I've seen him under fire this so far here tonight. On lap number 93, we got some passing out there for Fleener. Fleener doesn't seem too concerned, though. He is not making any blocks. He's going to go ahead and let Lovell get out there in front of him. This might be a fuel strategy call here for Fleener, but Fleener not giving up, taking a more aggressive line down on the paint. And full clear, Cal Lovell gets out in front. Spotter pretty happy, doing a great job. Now it's an easy job there for Cal Lovell. Boy, look at here comes Noah Joyce with the fresh tires. It's the only thing about guys who offset pit. He's going to be driving like he's got a jet engine on him here. Noah Joyce with a 30.72. That means he had to check up. Watch Joyce. That's a new set of tires, baby. Around he goes. Hopefully Cal Lovell will be able to use that for his advantage just for a little bit here to help pull him away from Scott Fleener, as he's now got a 3/10 lead over top of that 49 Ford behind him. Great job here tonight by Cal Lovell. Looks like somebody was able to take on Scott Fleener late into this run. Lap number 96. We only had one trouble back there on lap 62. Did not result in a caution. Colby Martin had some trouble on some cold tires and has taken it back to the garage. 3 drivers all together have taken it back to the garage. Joseph Weaver never came out onto the track other than the practice. So the number 60 Ford did not take behind the wheel. Colby Martin made it to lap 61. And he took it back to the garage. And now Justin Openchowski has gone ahead and turned it in here for the night. And he obviously, we were talking earlier, made contact with that wall and was just unable to recover from it when his little bump and run there from Noah Joyce. Joyce seeming to have the same fate here. Joyce holding on to 13. I believe he's almost a lap or two down here for Noah Joyce. Luke Smith, I believe, is showing 2 laps down currently. His last pit stop time consisted of a 60-second hold. So a minute and a half down pit road. And that did it for Luke Smith's night. That's going to put him 14th. All right, let's check in on Cal Lovell again. I believe there's a battle for the lead back underway. Fleener back to the inside. These guys have one more pit stop before the end of this race. Last time we came in was lap 75 and 76. It's 25 lap the old tires cross that line once more. John Peterson still in their wake as Cal Lovell and Scott Fleener battle it together. The more these two battle, Sydnor's starting to reel them in. And Sydnor's going to be pretty happy about that. He desperately needs something to help him catch up here, as he's only 0.8 of a second behind. Maybe some lap traffic might work into his favor as well. Out of the 3 of them, the last pit stop, Cal Lovell was faster, only 1/10 faster though, than Fleener or Sydnor out there. But when we start looking at pit times, Cam Barnes had a 14:42 pit stop time, 15:37, half a second slower was Darren Ingram. And Ingram's now back in 5th. He's about 2 seconds off finding Cam Barnes out there. So a pretty spread out race here tonight. The closest drivers are the ones we're looking at. Our top 3. Everybody else spread apart by about 2 seconds. Darren Ingram, here's Tommy Bordeaux, 2 seconds back. Another 2 seconds back sits with Darrell Harris. The second off that is Brandon Lowe's. That's for 8th position. Then we wheel another second back to find William Page. And then 16 seconds back, we find John Peterson. And Peterson's about to go a lap down here. That's Lovell taking a look around the outside. Trying to reel him in there to the outside. Peterson's going to stay to the inside. Great job there. And now a tip of the cap there to John Peterson. Not jamming everybody up there as 1, 2, 3 get on around him. He'd been fending them off here for about 10 to 15 laps. And the tires just can't give him any more. I'm waiting to see when William Page will have to come back down into pit road. As he came down on lap number 67. We'll be getting pretty close to that 40 lap mark here in 3 laps or so. Couple of shuffle-ups here. Anybody out there in the chat, guys, check this out. I mean, we have gone 105 laps without a caution. I mean, this is crazy. I mean, we got battles for the lead. They're still underway. Check out Cal Lovell and Scott Fleener still going at it here. I would say the more favorable line is on that outside there with Cal Lovell. He'll have the turn exit speed, but now is having to block a little bit there to keep Scott Fleener off of him. A little harder onto those right side tires for Fleener. Cal Lovell watching that 49 Ford of Scott Fleener taking a look to the inside, seeing if he can fight him off. Good job by these two racing side by side out there. Right now. Team 3 out there working all together. Well, look at Fleener, get close. That's trying to make sure he checks him up. Keep him close to that top line. That way Cal Lovell can't come down. Fleener having to dial back. Battle over there. William Page on down. Yep, that's 40. I still think he's going to be short on fuel. So William Page may have to come down and pit one more time. So William Page, the winner of this track in season 4 and 5. Not doing too bad out there. All right, well, these two in the front are still trying to come up with something, seeing if they can outsmart each other. At least our front 3 drivers are within half a second of each other. As you can see, there's Garrett Sydnor sitting here in 3rd. I'll see if these guys do battle a little bit more here. Remember, Sydnor was off by 0.8 of a second. Definitely interesting to be able to come back into play here. Try to squeeze out just a couple extra laps in this stint. Taking a look at our fuel calculator here, if we keep doubling ourselves and pitting every 38 laps, lap 114 is when we should see drivers like Cal Lovell and Garrett Sydnor coming down. So we'll kind of keep an eye out for lap 112 through 115. We start seeing pit stops start to heat up again, and that should be the final pit stop of the night. As long as we stay under green. Scott Fleener is trying to get him, and I think he might have him this time. Right now, Cal Lovell might not have an answer for that turn. Great job there so far. Take a look, Cal Lovell trying to work on him here. Stays toward the higher side. Gets the angle. Here it comes. Look how close these two guys get. Cal Lovell looks like he's not even fazed by it. Be an idea for Cal Lovell to get down there, almost put that left fender where you see that word titanium and Hercules. That way Fleener wouldn't rotate up on him because he's going to lose that position. Lovell losing it, and not just one, he almost loses the second as Garrett Sydnor stuck his nose in. Great turn exit though, as he's going to be able to battle side by side again here with Scott Fleener. Excellent job here as the Lowe's Cobalt machine. Saying Cobalt are better tools. Harbor Freight's now taking it down into the pits. Oh, Fleener! Trying not to ruin his race. We'll see if he sped down into pit road here. I think he ended up racing side by side, got so tied up in the race. Forgot he needed to come down and pit. At 114 is our mark. Well, if it stays true to everything, that means Cal Lovell and Garrett Sydnor. Lovell should come down this time. Boy, that was quick. Sydnor should be coming down this lap. So Lovell, Ingram, Darrell Harris coming on down. Tommy Bordeaux. He'll be joining him here as well. More tires and fuel for everybody. Nobody doing any different strategies here. See how this looks for Garrett Sydnor heading into pits. Cam Barnes trying to get it checked up. Where's Cal Lovell? He's getting up to speed here. I think he's getting ready to lose the possibility of the lead. It should be Fleener probably slinging on the outside of him here. There he is. Lovell going to be playing chase again, but look at the speed. Bam, right there with him. So Fleener not able to squeeze away this time. And it's pretty impressive when you see drivers like that being able to do that kind of maneuver. Right now, Garrett Sydnor trying to hurry up. He's got to get that car up to speed. Here are the leaders. Man, you hate going out there almost rubbing mirrors with these guys. A little slower in pit. I know Garrett Sydnor sitting there with a 14:32. Here during this race is not going to be helping him at all. Fleener still leads this race in the 49 Ford. William Page after a lap 105 pit stop. Even at max fuel is going to drop him 5 laps short. So he is going to have to pray for a caution here. Noah Joyce, if he's doing the 30-30, we're looking at 2 more laps. Joyce will be coming back down for another set of tires and fuel. Luke Smith with a horrible pit stop time last time that lasted almost a minute. Just trying to see if he can come up with some sort of an answer here. All right, Joyce coming on down in the pit. Cam Barnes with a 29.92. Great time here. Still got to find about 2.3 seconds before he can make up to Darren Ingram for a top 5 finish. A couple of these guys trying to spread it apart here. It's interesting to see Cal Lovell and Scott Fleener out there doing battle amongst each other. but have not been able to re-catch each other here again. So less than 30 laps left to go here in this race at Charlotte. As almost a caution-free race. We still continue to do battle out there. And I'm waiting to see if somebody can come up with an answer. Still making headway out there on the track. 29.95 out there for Cam Barnes again. As 0.3 faster than the driver in front of him. He breaks down to under a 2-second gap in between Cam Barnes and Darren Ingram. Now he's driving the tires off this thing. Something Ingram might want to try here in the next couple of races is trying to figure out what his pit crew is doing out there. Everybody in the top 8 drivers have had an under a 15-second pit stall time. Somewhere between the 14.5 to 14.8. Darren Ingram is looking at a 15.3. So if he could figure out how to shave down half a second off his pit stop time, I think that might really help Darren Ingram there. Not just be able to kind of make a chip shot pass around William Page, who's currently on some about a bit older tires here, hovering around about 18-lap-old tires. But Ingram would be able to go up there and get a little closer to Garrett Sydnor. 9 drivers still on the lead lap here. As Tommy Bordeaux is the last of the holdouts. Currently, I believe he's still sitting about half a track away from our leaders. See if I can find when we look at our position. Tommy Bordeaux currently sitting 9th. So that's him entering turn number 1. Yeah, so he's about half the track. Shall receive. Cal Lovell starting to kick it into high gear here. 25 laps left to go. Fleener under fire yet again. Fleener might have met his match here. Wow. Move that camera angle. Take a quick jerk there. You see that Cal Lovell slides in behind him. Lovell found some success on the outside line. Really surprised to see Lovell not follow the outside line again. If Scott Fleener decides to check up and drop to the bottom, Lovell is going to have to stay in the gas and get around him. He's going to have to time it. You don't want to turn your own teammate here. But the battle in between these two continue. That has allowed Garrett Sydnor to reach up and find these guys again. That fizzles out just a little bit there. Tommy Bordeaux, this is the battle for the 8th position as he goes ahead and puts William Page down to 9th. Page going to want to fight back, but I don't think he's got the tires to do it. There's Darrell Harrison, the winning machine. All right, let's check back in on our leaders here. I try not to hang in the top 3 like most broadcast companies. We try to float around a little bit, see if we can find different battles out there on the track. Keep you guys well interested here at Simtrax Broadcasting. We are coming to a close here at Charlotte in 21 laps to close up the Cokey-Cola 225. Only 3 drivers have taken it back to the garage. Justin Openchowski, Colby Martin, and Joseph Weaver. The top 9 drivers are still on the lead lap, leaving us with John Peterson, Zach Krastowski, Noah Joyce, and Bordeaux Luke Smith. And Luke Smith having some trouble down there in the pits. And again, 17:28 for Luke Smith. So I don't know if he's fighting some damage or if something had happened to Luke Smith's machine. Very fast here on the night. As he had a top 5 start and just cannot come back. See how Scott Fleener and Cal Lovell were able to work around Luke Smith. And Luke Smith back almost where he was enjoying the first part of this race. Until his second pit stop, and then everything went sideways. Not bad here so far. Jay is out there saying the reason we have no cautions is we got a lot of great drivers, and that's exactly what you see here. I believe Jay has even tried to race out here with the USORL League. I've had the opportunity to kind of toy around out there in my rig to mess around with Nora and see how they do. Definitely changes when everything is first hand out there. They make it look easy. Cal Lovell to the outside. I think he might lose a position here to Sydnor. And that is only because Cal Lovell decided to clear into the right side of his car on the exit of turn number 2. And to come up and bite him. So right now he's got the open Chowski feel to that car now. And one thing these Xfinity cars hate, damage. Battle continuing on between these two. Now Sydnor tries to hold this bottom line. Cal Lovell might peek here into the side. Just a split second. Check him shooting into 1 there. Cal Lovell trying to make it roll. Cal Lovell losing a position. Boy, that's got to definitely take it right out of you here. Definitely takes it right out of you. Down a little bit here. Very close. Cal Lovell sitting right behind Noah Joyce. Joyce pitting on lap 117. Look like 2 tires in fuel. 10.2 seconds. Maybe it's at a right side, so that way he wouldn't fall off as bad, seeing that everybody else is not going to need to pit again. We're going all the way to the end. About another half a lap and we'll be 14 to go here. Good job so far. All of our drivers keeping this race clean. This entire run. Bumps and bruises are going to happen. Nothing says they got to kill each other to get there. Right now, top spot out there is Garrett Sydnor. We're checking any of our guys. The dash for cash run that these guys are doing. Job here so far as they still hang on to it. I want to know if Garrett Sydnor can come up with any sort of an answer here to see if he can grab Scott Fleener. I think Cam Barnes has finally reeled in Darren Ingram. So he's got 5th. Is he going to try to go for 4th? Cam Barnes, who was on the fresher tires on 114, is now maintaining speed out there with Darren Ingram at a 31.78 and a 31.74 by these two guys. this is something here. I think they're getting ready to take a look. Let me check in on Scott Fleener one more time because I think Sydnor's got his number here. He's been waiting him out. 10 laps left to go. Garrett Sydnor. Yep, starting to set him up here. But is Sydnor going to wait too long before he can do something? Right now, currently in the points lead is Garrett Sydnor. Scott Fleener sitting 16th. But Fleener is outside the chase. And Sydnor to the outside here of Fleener now. And trying to take an opportunity to see if he can grab it. Cal Lovell is in the chase for the points. He's right now sitting in third. And third in the points. Great job here so far as they shoot across the line. Fleener's still got Sydnor. Sydnor would love to make this pass and get his third win out of 4 races here in the playoffs. Right now, Sydnor's starting to lose some ground, though. Stay to the outside. This is exactly what Cal Lovell did. That's how he was able to overcome Scott Fleener. Fleener was able to get him eventually, but with 7 laps left to go, does he bail? It's amazing to see him not drop down, follow Fleener almost to the infield there. As they are side by side coming out of 2. Now half a car length, Garrett Sydnor. Oh, contact. Oh, that was no. Fleener didn't just pinch him into the wall, did he? Yeah, something tells me there's going to be some bad blood on this one. We're going to see how this holds out. It looked like Fleener pushed Sydnor into the wall, heading into 3. Side by side still. Fleener sees this one start to slowly slip away on him. All 3 Fords going for it here into turn 1. Right now, Garrett's got about half a car length here on Scott Fleener. There it is, full clear, got him. Great job. We are riding along with Garrett Sydnor, who is now in the number 1 spot. 4 to go. As these two go at it. I do want to take a peek at that pass heading into 3 here. It looked like there was contact made heading into 3. If there wasn't, that's even better. Good. Now let's bring it back live here. Sydnor still holds on to this one, 3 to go. That's William Page coming off his last pit. Noah Joyce, I think, has gone ahead and called it a night here. 6 minutes in the box. 2 to go. White flag next time by. Garrett Sydnor fighting off Scott Fleener, who has led most of the laps here tonight. Some drivers ducking on off. They're getting ready to catch up on some lap traffic here. Alrighty, Garrett Sydnor, 1.5 miles left to go. He's got to fend off the 49 of Scott Fleener. Fleener going to try to full send it into this turn here. Right now, Sydnor wants it. Sydnor definitely needs it for the points as he is still in the playoffs, and so is Cal Lovell. Fleener is not, though. Let's see. Down to the inside. Fleener checks up. You see the backfiring. Good job. Yeah, Fleener looked like he did it, but a great block here by Garrett Sydnor. And he's coming to the line. The Cokey-Cola 225 winner goes to Garrett Sydnor. That is 3 for 4 here in the playoffs. Great job. Our top 3 drivers here. Fantastic run. Darren Ingram was actually able to spend more time holding on to 4th, enough that Darrell Harris was able to make a 5th place pass on Cam Barnes, who dropped to 6th. And Cam Barnes' last lap was a 32.63, as a 1 second slower there than Darrell Harris. Yeah, great job here by all our drivers. Fleener and Cal Lovell working their way down into pit road so Garrett Sydnor can have his way with the track. Oh, great job there, John. Still out there saying if you're going to have a hot streak, the playoffs are a good time. I'd say it's the best time. 110%. Great job here by Garrett Sydnor. Look at this. Stella, correct me if I'm wrong. Garrett Sydnor, I think, placed 2nd last week. So that was the only one he missed. I mean, this guy's making a bid for that championship. He's going for it. The crazy part is Garrett Sydnor is only 2 points ahead of Luke Smith, which Luke Smith had a dismal finish here tonight, sitting in 12th. Was able to fight back, but finished in 12th. So that's going to allow Cal Lovell to start catching up, who's currently sitting in 3rd with 5,123 points, who's, at least to say, 26 off the lead here. So he's probably going to go maybe 29 off the lead, seeing that Garrett Sydnor came away with the win. And Smith may get marched out of this one. Darren Ingram with a great job. Noah Joyce, he might march out of the 5th spot, as him and William Page were tied. William Page stayed out long enough to get past him, though. So that'll break that tie. Wow, what a race. What a race. Great job. I was going to say, not too many drivers, but still a great race. I thought we might have problems there toward the end, of guys not being collected up. No cautions or anything like that. That was an awesome race. Seemed everybody had kind of had it down to a science there for a little bit. Awesome job. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All righty, everybody. Hang in there just a little bit, and we'll try to reel these guys in, see what they got to say. All righty, everybody, and we're going to be catching up with our third place finisher out there of Cal Lovell. What a excellent race here that Cal Lovell was able to put on. Out there tumbling up for the lead, but just didn't have enough for him here at the end. Talk to me about this race here, buddy.
Well, that was very exhausting, but it was a lot of fun. Scott ran a hell of a race, and then Garrett came out of nowhere and took the victory. But it was a lot of fun to do that. I mean, that was probably the best racing I've had on this service, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching it.
Yeah, Cal, I hate to poke the bear a little bit. We didn't have as many drivers as we thought, but the top three, you guys, were all within about half a second on this race, and only the top 9 finished on the lead lap. I mean, how does that happen, especially with no cautions?
Yeah, I mean, I bet it would have been 4 if Luke didn't speed, but I guess you just we just found our way to hit our marks consistently, and that's what you need to do for a race like that. It's just a race of attrition, and just limit the mistakes you have across the entirety of a race, and I think that's what we did.
Man, well, we don't leave Charlotte. We actually just kind of move some cones around out there. We take it from the Motor Speedway, and we're going to go ahead and change it into the Roval for next week. You guys pretty excited about moving to a road course at all out there? Or is your pit crew like, oh man, well, this is going to be another one. We got to try to see if we can hold on to the points lead.
Well, we'll see whenever the time comes, but it kind of scares me, to be honest. It's very tricky, very tricky road course.
All right, we'll see if you guys decide to put that any of those different chicanes in there. That definitely changes things up a little bit, and especially this track, for some reason, re-entering back onto the track seems to slip everybody up out there. Anything you could have changed tonight to increase your chances of beating Fleener or Sydnor that just came alive here in the last 10, 15 laps of this race?
No, I don't think there is any. I gave it my all. They definitely beat me fair and square.
All right, man. Well, maybe track temperature coming up another 10 degrees might do you some good out there. All right, Cal, go ahead and give me a shout out there, buddy. People out there watching you and the sponsors on the car.
Thanks to you all again. Thanks to John for painting this Cobalt scheme, and hope to see y'all or hope to talk to y'all again next week.
All right, Cal, congratulations on your finish, buddy. We'll see how you do next week.
Thank you, Patrick.
Yep. All right, excellent job there by Cal Lovell. Moving into the man who's probably hanging his head right now and talking to his crew chief saying, what did we do wrong or what could I have done different? Scott Fleener, you led 95% of this race here, but just lost it in the last probably handful of laps here, man. The Harbor Freight machine coming in second place here tonight. Talk to me about how this race was going at the very beginning.
Yeah, no, I knew we had a great car. I'd actually spent a fair amount of time practicing beforehand just to kind of make sure I had some lines down, had a good qualifying time. Managed to get the pole, which hey, that's always great. Um, and that first stint especially, I could tell I was starting to pull. I think I pulled almost like 2 seconds on that pack behind me.
Oh yeah.
I think they were all just kind of busy fighting with each other, and I think that thing that first stint taught me was like, oh, this dirty air is going to be a big problem this race. So it's going to be finding the lines where there's not a car in front of you, dumping air over the front of you, taking away your front steering, and felt like I had a pretty good strategy. Kept hitting my pit stops pretty well. Um, yeah, the first part of this race was actually going pretty well. Once I kind of hit my rhythm, it was like, all right, we're sitting up the front most of the time. Everything feels good. Just kind of settle in, take it, pretty easy. But oh, yeah.
All three of you here in the top three had different pit strategies. One came in early, one came a lap after, and then one a lap after that. Exactly the same amount of laps, just different laps that you guys took them. I mean, would you have changed it up a little bit at all here tonight to see if you could offset these guys?
No, I think I liked my pit strategy pretty well because what it did was it put like my second pit stop exactly at the middle of the race. So once I knew I hit that, it's like, okay, cool, we'll be good on fuel, and that way I wouldn't have to start clutching or anything, wouldn't have to start saving or anything. And one lap of tires didn't really make a difference is sort of what I was noticing. Once you get to like 3 or 4, that's when the fall off on these cars start hitting. The tire model and like the aero on them, I don't know what it is with them, especially with the recent changes. Like you start running them a little bit too hard, start sliding the rears a bit too much, start pushing it a bit too much, and it'll all just tear up on you. So it's a lot of really careful management the whole time, and I think that's what kept me up front for most of this.
Man, well, you were up front last week. I believe you had a third place finish. Second place finish tonight. We've got the Roval next week. I mean, we doing a 3-2-1, or is this going to be a scramble to stay on track here as we move Charlotte over to the Roval style?
We'll see. I'm not as strong at road courses. I think I actually finished second the week before last, so hopefully it's a 2-3-2-1. But yeah, I've been doing a bit of practice on there. Come back to Charlotte. Little bit different layout. Things are a little bit different, but hopefully the end of the race turns out a little bit differently, and I'm not just trying to fight Garrett there for the end. For I think the third or fourth week in a row now. We've been really kind of going at it recently, and it's been really fun racing with him. As much of a bummer a second place like that just by the skin of my teeth is, but yeah, no, it's been really fun coming out here, and even though I'm not in the playoffs or anything, just being able to show it's like, okay, cool, I can run with these guys and put up some pretty good pace here. That feels good in its own right, but hopefully next week we can come away in first instead of talking to you, second or third here. So
yeah, 3-2-3-2-1. Does that mean we're possibly calling for a win at Talladega?
Ooh, Talladega win, that'd be great. Weirdly enough, Talladega is usually the super speedways are the ones that actually end up being a little bit stronger, and I've had a bit more of the practice in them. As much as those races are kind of a gamble anyway, you just kind of roll the dice and hope that you kind of end up in front. But there's a lot of sort of positioning you can do there to sort of make your odds a little bit better. But we'll see. Excited to run there. Excited to see what the rest of the season brings.
Yeah, seeing that you participated in a good bit of races here, you must have just had some crummy races earlier in the year. I knew there were a couple of them. You had some DNFs, man. It definitely wasn't a good time for your team. So hopefully, I hate seeing your hot streak starting to light up here toward a little late here in the season, but still, nevertheless, still a good time to start going there. I always say anybody outside the playoffs that's able to come up and start placing podium positions, you want to talk about a point shuffle. That makes it even harder. All right, Scott Fleeter.
I ended up missing the first half of the season for some personal stuff anyway. So coming in late and being like, okay, cool, I can run. That gives me a bit of confidence. So sorry about that.
Okay. I wasn't sure. I saw 19 races done. Some of these guys have 22, so you didn't have too many missed. So not too bad. It wasn't like you came out here and only raced 8, and now we're alive. All right, Scott, talk to me about the sponsors on the car and the people out here watching you, bud.
Absolutely. Harbor Freight, been a great sponsor for me. Cal Loval Motorsports, they've been great for me too. That whole team. Cal, John, even Garrett to some extent. Cam, he hangs out with us too. Those guys were in my ear that whole last lap, just like, all right, man, keep it calm, hit your marks, and helped, but didn't quite get me there. But as always, my beautiful wife, love her, love everything she does for me. USRL for the great league, and of course, you guys at SimTrax for putting in the great podcast. It's always fun coming back and being able to see these and show them to like my friends and family and say, hey, I'm doing pretty good. So
sweet, Scott. Congratulations on your second place finish. We did see you check up hard through 3 and 4. Saw the backfiring coming out of the car. So we knew you weren't pressing too hard when Garrett Sydnor came down. So I know you were looking for the pass, but. Good discipline.
Split it up there pretty hard into him, but
yes,
not quite hard enough.
Good discipline. All right, Scott Fleeter, congratulations on your second place finish, buddy. We'll see you at the Roval.
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
Yep. All right. Excellent job. Scott Fleeter's a nice guy to talk to. I like him. He seems to be all right. And a guy we keep talking to, and we've been talking to him a lot here, and apparently whatever he wants to do, he wants to keep getting in this number 1 position. Garrett Sydnor, dude, this is impressive. Right now, anybody out there, even in the chat, is saying if it's the time to have a hot streak, now is the time. Man, this is 3 for 4 here. I mean, you know what? I might just let you lead this interview.
It's just, oh, I'm at a loss for words. It was very reminiscent of Vegas, where I didn't feel like the fastest car, but found a way to be in position when it mattered at the end of the race, and just, man, 3 for 4, like we said. I never thought we'd get to this point where that's how good we'd be right now as a unit on this 50 crew. I mean, even when I was struggling, we were right there in the top 3, just battling back.
Yeah, how you're able to come back is beyond me. You started right outside the pole position, started teetering on the outside of the top 5, but still hung in there. You were kind of poking around a little bit, picking up a little bit of time actually on your pit stop time. Your times were almost sometimes half a second faster than the other guys out here on the track. And then we're able to come back out here and compete. But when we get to the last pit stop, how nervous are you? Because we were riding on the back of your car watching Fleener and Lovell sling by you, 60 miles an hour faster than you were rolling.
Yeah, I definitely knew that was one of the things that I was trying to play. Was I really like being on offense at the end because it gives me a little bit more leeway to burn some stuff up at the end. But yeah, I mean, we were coming down pit road, and we were right there with them coming up to that last stop. Got by them actually coming to pit road, and I knew that we had a legit shot when we came down pit road. And that's the thing is, I've had times in the past where pit road has been my Achilles heel, getting down to pit lane. So we had a really good entry, like we had all night. Um, Fired off on all cylinders coming on pit road, and just we had this. It took a minute for the tires to kind of warm up. It was definitely very twitchy for the first like 5 laps, but once we got rolling, I mean, I just had to catch up back up to their draft and be in position. Um, and man, Fleener and Cal Lovell were going at it for about half the race. I didn't know how long they were going to stay side by side, but I mean, they could have stayed side by side all the way to the finish line and found no way to pass them. So
Yeah, we saw you teetering in the wings, watching the race kind of unfolding there, not really making a choice high or low line for those guys, but I would say you were learning a little bit about Scott Fleener, how he was handling the bottom and how Cal Lovell was handling more toward the wall out there, and it kind of I think helped make your choice here at the end, which way you wanted to get around him.
yeah, absolutely. I kind of saw that they were very preferred in a particular line, and I knew that once we got by Cal, with the little slip up he had, I knew that all I had to do was get to Scott's outside, and if I could charge the corner hard enough, I could get the drive off. So that's all I was trying to do, and he raced me hard, but he raced me clean. Um, and he was going for win number 1. That man's been fast as of late as well. I know he's not in the playoffs, but um, part of our little JPR alliance, he's been doing a heck of a job. Um, he was running me down at Richmond at the end of the race last week, and he was top 5 at Bristol. So, and like I said, Cal was up there, and wish we could have had Luke up there for a four-way battle at the end, but I know he had his little speeding penalty during the event as well. So, but yeah, heck of
Yeah.
a run to the line.
Yeah, and we talked to Luke Smith a little bit before we started bringing you guys up. Luke Smith, guys, the reason he actually served a 1-minute penalty down pit road is he said, quote, I goosed it on the way out of pit road, and that ended up getting me a speeding penalty, so he had to revisit pit road another time, and that's what put him 2 laps down that he was just unable to recover from. Fortunately, Luke Smith did have a 12th place finish, so it wasn't a dead last issue. But Garrett, I'm gonna pull a little off topic before I get your shout outs here. I know you're probably doing okay at the Charlotte Roval. We're gonna kind of see how you do, how you feel. Right now, the guys behind you are a little nervous too. But when we talk about how well you did in pit lane tonight, how imperative is it to practice
I mean,
coming into pit lane and coming into the box?
yeah, it's so important because I mean, Atlanta earlier this season, we ate it coming to pit road, like just went way too fast, and I felt like you just have to have a good pit road. I mean, because there's some nights where you may not be the fastest, you may not have it all together on the racetrack, but if you could put together a good pit lane and have a stellar exit, just keep the momentum up all the way off pit road, not try to get too fast where you're gonna make a silly mistake, spin out. But yeah, practicing pit road, I mean, that's huge. I mean, that's gonna be huge. I don't think it'll be as big as a place like the Roval, but it'll definitely mean a lot for the next couple races after that, as we get down the stretch here.
All right, and we talk about pit road being imperative. We got silly things like, Denny Hamlin could race okay out there on the track, but then his pit crew would end up screwing him another 10 to 15 positions. Or we can roll it back farther with Jeff Gordon and the Rainbow Warriors, the first team that started breaking into the 15 and 14-second range on pit stops, and it started changing the race. It changed the way pit road was completely done, of how they did that simulation, of how they were able to push through and get those guys going. All right, Garrett, we were going to see how you do with the Roval. Go ahead and give me shout-outs for all the sponsors and the people out here watching you.
Yeah, absolutely. The Love's Travel Stops Ford was bad fast tonight, and PK and a Freeze, Ruta Bush Generator, Frontline Enterprises, Armco RC. Thank John Peterson, Ray Tustin, all of JPR. Shout out to Cal, Scott, Luke, Will, all those guys that are my teammates, and we race clean but race hard. Obviously, we showed that tonight. Forest Glory Art for the photography. I'm sure that they're asleep by now, but that group means a lot to me, and hoping that we can continue to put together these very stellar couple of weeks and potentially go win a championship here.
I know. Right now, it's looking pretty solid. I think you would like to get one if you do have a fumble race. Let's say Talladega doesn't go quite your way. You'd like to get a little edge here. I
mean, yeah, the last time we went to Talladega, we got ran into under caution and ended our race. So, but we've also won there before. So it's, you get both sides when you go there. So you just have to find out and see right here.
The love-hate relationship. All right. Garrett, congratulations, Garrett Sydnor. You were the third Ford up here in the top three. That definitely was a great win for you, and we can't wait to see what you do when we change this over to the Roval.
All righty. Thank you very much.
Good luck to you, buddy. All right, everybody. Garrett Sydnor, awesome job here tonight. Yet another win for the man, the myth, the legend. Right now, the 50 Ford has been on a tear here as of late. Can anyone stop this guy? Right now, we're going to see all our road racing guys next week, and we're going to see how they all hang in and hold on. It's a lot harder than it looks. So many people are trying are going to have different opportunities, and they're going to have different strategies out there to figure out how to combat this one. I've seen in some cases that the people that race at the Roval never take tires. So if they don't take tires, and some guys who are not experienced do take tires, that may take their race and kind of crush their dreams of continuing on this playoff run. As close as you see these guys are racing, and as hard as you see them trying, the points are getting just as tight. But Garrett Sydnor starting to really make that separation in the points with his third win out of 4 races here in the playoffs. So right now is as happy. I'm sure he's happy as a clam. We're impressed up here in the booth, as well as I'm sure that you guys are out there in the chat. I do appreciate all you guys joining us here at SimTrack Broadcasting. Do not forget to subscribe here, guys. Right now, the racing season's getting ready to start picking up pace here, and a bunch of things are getting wild and crazy. We'll have the thumbs and all new schedules coming out here very, very soon. But that's going to do it for us here at the USORL League. SimTrack Broadcasting signing off with you here tonight. I'm Patrick Morrison. Be well, be safe, be kind. I'll see all you guys next time.